What do you have to say about your former players that are accusing you of sex abuse? They say
CBS 2 investigator Dave Savini tracks down a local youth hockey coach. Now in Florida, the coach accused of posing as a woman to abuse his players. Tonight, another player comes forward. A prominent Stanley Cup winning NHL goalie sat down exclusively with Dave to share what he says this coach did to him.
April 13th, 1991. The Penguins are down 3-2 to the New Jersey Devils in the first round of the playoffs.
it's called The Save.
It's a great story.
Backup goalie Frank Pietrangelo is starting for the ailing Tom Barrasso.
Because it was part of the Pittsburgh Penguins' first Stanley Cup run.
Tisov shoots it, deflected, right hand. Pietrangelo save, rebound. Stopped by Pietrangelo.
Goalie Frank Pietrangelo's iconic glove save.
He can't believe the save that Pietrangelo just made on him.
Were you even thinking at that moment, or was that just instinct?
Just reaction.
Hero of the 1991 Stanley Cup playoffs.
You know, it ended up being one of those things that people remembered.
How did he get so good? Years of training and coaching. But there's one coach he wishes he could forget.
We'd go into this room and it was about visualization as far as what he used to say.
Pietrangelo is still haunted by what he says happened to him during visualization drills run by this man, University of Minnesota goalie coach Tom Chico Adrahtas.
I've never been through anything like that before, since, during. I had never seen anything like this, but that was the first time that this type of inappropriate stuff started happening.
At first, the drill seemed strange but harmless. As the weeks passed, Pietrangelo says the coach started getting more personal, asking him to dinner and about girlfriends. At the same time, the visualization drills got more uncomfortable.
It was just inappropriate. Like, you know, he'd touch you everywhere. He'd just do whatever he wanted to you.
So he had you in a room that was darkened with a blindfold on, and he would start to touch you.
Yeah, it was just wrong.
So he touched your buttocks, he touched your groin.
Yeah.
There's more. Pietrangelo says Adrahtas was the only coach to enter the shower area after every practice.
It was completely wrong.
You actually remember seeing him watching you and the other guys in the shower.
Oh, David, every time we were in there, that guy was around the showers. Absolutely ridiculous. And, you know, he was there for a reason. He was there to look at the guys and check them out and whatever he was doing, in my opinion anyway. And furthermore, how was he never stopped? How was he allowed to come in there every day and do that?
Pietrangelo says another teammate fell victim to the same coach.
That story happened. We lived it. It was a friend of mine. He ended up quitting the team.
He said his friend fell for what players called the Sheila ruse. Adrahtas convincing players he knew a woman named Sheila who would perform a sex act on them, but only if they agreed to be blindfolded with their hands and feet bound. So you're aware of other players who also were tricked into the ruse of a woman named Sheila?
Yes, 100%.
Adrahtas is accused of running the Sheila ruse in multiple states for decades. CBS 2 investigators exposed how it all started in the 1980s, a few years before he got hired in Minnesota, when Adrahtas was coaching teens and living at this house in Lisle, Illinois.
What was his MO?
His MO was he had this woman and her name was Sheila.
Yes, he named her Sheila. That was the name he used.
These men were all teens when they say they were blindfolded, bound, and abused.
The leather belt on the ankles and stuff like that got tighter and tighter.
And then he takes me up and he blindfolds me.
Mike Sachs, who was 16 at the time, suspects on several occasions the coach may have brought other adults in the room to play the role of Sheila.
We were definitely being prostituted out.
The men say they were groomed by Adrahtas in their teens, taken out for dinners, shown pornography, sometimes taken to see strippers or prostitutes, and then all tricked into the same Sheila sex abuse ruse.
He threatened me. If I didn't do it, then he was going to stop helping my career.
The men shared their stories with our CBS 2 investigators in May. Pietrangelo heard them and decided to tell his.
This has been a nightmare for many people.
He now believes that visualization drill was part of a grooming process. So you know there's more players out there that have yet to come forward.
There has to be. This guy, I believe he's done this from the day he started. I believe he's done this every single year, wherever he's been.
Adrahtas' coaching career spanned 4 decades and numerous youth and college teams. Ultimately, he resigned in 2018 from a hockey job at Robert Morris University in Illinois. He left the state during a U.S. Center for Safe Sport investigation into decades of sexual misconduct claims. So where is he now? We tracked him down in Florida, surrounded by palm trees. That's him in the Blue Cubs t-shirt, taking out the trash in his gated St. Petersburg community.
Hey, Coach Adrahtas, I'm Dave Savini from CBS in Chicago. I have a couple questions for you.
He's been officially banned by U.S. Center for Safe Sport from coaching any sport ever again.
What do you have to say about your former players that are accusing you of sex abuse?
But he's never been criminally charged. The players say that's because the repeated abuse allegations were never properly investigated.
They say you tricked them into believing that you were a woman named Sheila.
They're wrong.
Were you Sheila? Were you Sheila?
No. For the last 40 years, Chico Adrahtas was the boogeyman of Illinois hockey.
5 former players say he abused them, and they're suing him, along with the University of Minnesota, the Amateur Hockey Association of Illinois, and USA Hockey for failing to investigate and stop Adrahtas despite numerous complaints from the 1980s to the 2000s. And now Pietrangelo is joining that lawsuit.
There are more people coming forward. There's another player coming forward, Coach.
They just ignored it. They just dismissed this guy, go away, let the problem go away. Well, the problem never did go away, and us that were affected by this, we have to live with it every day.
Say if you were to say something to me.
It's not true.
Pietrangelo says he and other players reported the coach to university officials. In a statement to us, the University of Minnesota says they failed to investigate abuse allegations back then. Given that statement and the current lawsuit, they aren't saying anything more. USA Hockey and the Amateur Hockey Association of Illinois both say they reported the coach to the proper authorities. Dave Savini, CBS 2 Investigators.
And for more on this development, full responses from the organizations and previous investigations on Coach Adrahtas, go to the CBS 2 Investigator section of the CBS Chicago app.